easier to do on paper for sure. But I typically don't back down from things, and I've been mural painting for about 3 years now. This is, I believe, the 8th wall I've done. Some have been indoors, a handful of them have been outdoors. I love doing it. Usually I'm inside my studio working in the privacy of 4 walls, but this is a different experience on a lot of levels. One, because it is Highway 6. There's really no sidewalks here, bicycle riding. It's people slowing down and leaning on that horn and cheering me on. So it was good, but it definitely took a lot of thermal underwear to be out here. I had to about, well, between 10 and 2 was the sun, and then it goes behind the building and I'm working in shadow. So that was interesting to do that, but you know, as an artist, it's good for me to reset, recalibrate, take things into perspective. I love this wall. When I finished on Tuesday and signed my name, I literally had to run out of here and go pick up my boys from school in the car line. So coming back here today, not in my work gear, and taking it in, I'm very proud of it. It's strong. You know, I had to keep telling myself that this is for everybody that's driving here into town. It has to be bold and high contrast and lots of textures. I really enjoy doing this flag. You know, there's a lot of layers of paint. Typically in murals, a lot of artists are painting, you know, one coat of paint. They kind of put it together like a puzzle. You know, it's kind of very strategic geometric shapes to kind of put it together. I'll tell you right now, there's like 20 layers of paint on that wall. You know, part of it was because I was refining. Because in classical painting, you start from the furthest thing away. And in this job, you stop. So my apprentice Benjamin, who's here with us today, he's studying with me in the studio. He's been on a couple of these jobs with me now. He was here for night number 1, you know, helping me get the image up on the wall, just teaching him how to spray paint and capture the image so that I can start the process on day 1. And you know, that basically is giving me guidelines. It's giving me like the parameters to kind of keep things in focus and perspective. But once I got into it, it was a lot of freehand painting, a lot of drawing, a lot of swinging that boom arm way out so I could see if it was looking right, to come all the way back in and kind of keep refining. You know, and the history is awesome. The fact that this freedom train came through here, I read a lot about that, researched what that meant to the country and to the bicentennial celebration. And I thought that's an incredible subject matter, especially because I'm not from this area and I don't know a lot of that history. So, you know, I had no idea why the bridge was painted that way. I thought it was unique, that it had a patriotic feel, but then it all made sense. I was like, oh, okay, so I can run with that theme and make it strong. So, you know, things that were as simple as these little stars on the bridge and bringing them large swinging threads that they're floating up in the sky. You know, those little artistic tricks is what I have fun doing. And I am a realist artist, meaning that I love to paint things and draw things so they look like your grandmother's portrait or, you know, like a photograph. But when I do these murals, I teeter on the line of realism and capturing the spirit of what I've been hired to do. And as I've been doing these paintings, it brings communities together. Sometimes it takes forgotten walls and makes them destinations, or in some cases shrines to the civic pride. Some of these communities I've worked in have actually designated spaces to become areas for gathering, you know, whether it's music or celebrations. And because the very first visitor I had working on this job was a woman that drove by that way, turned around, came back, pulled in, asked if she could take photos, and I heard the accent in her voice and just asked, are you from around here? And she said, no, I'm from Israel. It's my first time in the country. I just visited Boston for the first time and I'm driving to Chicago, State Route 6, and I thought that was incredible. And I thought, wow, how significant that the very first person that stopped to take a picture of this wasn't even from our country. And that reminded me of what this road meant. And I was sharing with my wife that when I was born, my parents owned a home on State Route 6 in Bryan, Ohio. So I literally was taken home from the hospital on this highway in the first 2 years of my life on Route 6. And that was something sentimental that when I was told where this location was at, was like, I know that road. And I kept it in mind as I was painting, you know, and I was telling my sons on the way here that this road goes from Boston to Long Beach, California. Ramiro asked if we could drive it. I said, not today. Or maybe soon when you get older, we'll get an RV and do that drive. So those are the things I have in mind. And when I'm out here painting, I'm not hosting a client in my tattoo studio. It's a lot of time to think, but mostly I just got to keep moving, and keep painting a client.